All right, guys, this is your AI government contractor, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you the only AI government workflow that you're ever going to need to understand solicitations as well as find prospective subcontractors who can possibly fulfill the role. You need to watch to the end because that's where I show you how to actually find your phone numbers using AI. We use two AI tools in this video and it's a workflow video. I suggest that you follow along, but here we go. All right, this is the only AI government workflow you would ever need. We're going to be looking at a solicitation for lawn care for the Southern Plains Indian Museum. Okay, the first thing I was doing right here was just like reading through the general information, checking out the due dates, looking at how many attachments. I downloaded the solicitation, and after downloading the solicitation, I dragged that into ChatGPT. Okay, you put the solicitation into ChatGPT 4, and we used the prompt break down the solicitation and give me some of those bid submission criteria, especially if you want to be a middleman in this space. What you're actually trying to do is understand the solicitation so you can go out into the market and find the companies that have the ability and the qualification to work on the job. So I set up the prompt and allow ChatGPT to do its thing. Okay. Typically in this process, again, the goal is to pull out all the important information. I would always suggest you kind of get a summary of the solicitation before you actually go into reading the actual meat and potatoes of the actual solicitation. Have an overall idea. But as you can see here, they need mowing for approximately 3.2 acres of museum ground. Okay, 3.2 acres. That's a pretty voluminous amount of land that they need care for. Okay, the submission format is going to be a proposal, and it should include the technical and price volume. Okay, they're letting you know the details of the technical, the price volume. These are the two things that they're really looking at, plus the evaluation criteria. It's really important to know the evaluation criteria here, and it seems like there's an emphasis on technical and price volume. Okay, now what I did was I opened up a Google Doc, and in this Google Doc, the goal is actually to create a separate page for this particular solicitation. I wanted to get the submission information, right? How do they want their solicitation or their bid to actually be submitted, and how they like that to look? It's very important to read the instructions carefully to have an understanding. They have a 10-page limit on their technical volume, and the price volume has no particular page limit. So 10-page technical volume limit. You have 10 pages to tell them exactly how you plan to fulfill the work based on the criteria given. And the evaluation criteria, I also wanted to put this in as well as the submission instructions, because this is how we're going to get the information to them, right? You want to know exactly how they want it, not how you want it, but how they want it. So I set up this Google Doc. As you can see, it's due on April 5th. I highlighted some really important parts of the document, so each time I go in, I could have a visual on what I need to focus on. Technical volume, price volume. Okay, so you just highlight some of these important aspects. And I really wanted to show you how this happens raw and live, because this is how you're going to be experiencing it. I didn't want to edit the video and make it look like it's something that happens very quickly, but this is relatively quick. This video is going to consist of about 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes to understand the government solicitation and have the numbers of the subcontractors. That's a big thing. But what I'm doing here is really cool, okay? I'm actually going to create, I'm going to use a second AI tool to find subcontractors very quickly. And how I do that is actually very interesting. First of all, you saw I put the location of the site, and now I put the service that's needed. I'm going to copy and paste the location and the service. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm actually going to take it into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to create Google searches based on these keywords. So for a person who is looking for lawn care companies in this area, create a Google search. And you'll see why I do it in this Google search with the second AI tool. So of course, I type in my prompt, write 3 Google search terms to find services around this location. I actually forgot to paste the location, but ChatGPT knew that I was talking about the location in the proposal. So once I got that location down, I started with the first one. I copied it and I went to Perplexity AI, which is the second AI tool that we're going to be using to support this process. So it's ChatGPT and Perplexity AI. Okay. I'm going to take that Google search term that ChatGPT created, and rather than putting it into Google, I put it into Perplexity. In hindsight, now I can see that I could have done more to the prompt that I put into Perplexity, because this first search didn't actually yield me a good result. And I'm keeping this in the video just for you to understand that it's not some kind of straightforward process where everything you put into Perplexity or ChatGPT is going to give you the prompt or the results that you're looking for. There are times where things are going to go out of whack, and it's important that we know exactly how to handle those situations. Okay, are going to look at one of the pages that Perplexity took us into, and this is Yelp. So Yelp is actually showing us all the lawn mowing services in that area. And as you can see, just in case you wanted to know, like those tiny dots that you see on top of those Perplexity prompt results, those tiny dots with numbers are actually the sources. So when you click on those sources, those will link you to the pages that have been opened up. I wasn't really satisfied with the results from the first one, so I decided to take the second one and give it a try. In this scenario, I actually clicked on the link first. And while doing that, I thought it would be a good idea to try to open at least 2 of them. So it took me to Oklahoma Bid Network, which is not what I was looking for, so I had to close that. So at this point, I was thinking it's best to just copy the name of the company, perhaps, and put it into Google and see what pops up. So while waiting, I decided to open up another link to see if I'll get any better luck. Oklahoma Bid Network again, so I had to cut that out. And then I checked here to see if this company was actually located, but it wasn't. It was in New York. So it just simply means that that subcontractor or that person would probably not be qualified to subcontract the work. And guys, like I said, this is how it goes. I decided I was going to attempt to try again, perhaps with another type of search. I just want you to have it in mind that this is the game. I went to the third Google search term and threw that into Perplexity. So again, show me a list of, and then paste that prompt into Perplexity and wait for the results. Okay, so we got new results. And I think one of them actually linked me to a Yellow Pages. And that was really interesting. So you see best 22 landscaping in that area, in that location. Internet was bugging a bit, but when everything came up, guess what? True Green. We have a phone number and they are serving in our area. They've been in business for 3 years, okay? These are people that we can possibly call to see if they can handle 3.2 acres of land over a long period of time. Okay, so now we have all these phone numbers, we have all these landscaping companies. This is coming straight from Yellow Pages. In about 10 minutes, we've been able to pick a solicitation that we want to bid on. We've been able to find prospective subcontractors that we can begin to call to get a quote. This is really important, guys. This is the only workflow you're going to need to begin bidding on contracts. But look, that's really all for the video. We use Perplexity, we use ChatGPT 4, we use sam.gov, and I'm going to be going into more of these tutorial type videos, but tell me what you think in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. Tell me if this was useful, and let me know what else you would like to see as the channel continues to grow. Don't forget to subscribe.